It was kind of legendary. I was wondering what it looked like.
Lay down. Lay down.
You're gonna have to roll up my sleeve.
Lay down.
Okay.
Well, come here then.
Lay down. Come here.
Boy.
Lay down. Come here.
You want to cut my bird too?
No. Thanks.
Go lay down.
You went to the nurse's apartment, knocked on the door. One of the young women. You flashed a knife at her, pushed your way inside, realized there were several women home. Was it still your intention to rob them at this point? At what point did you decide to kill them?
I'm sorry.
What?
I gotta ask. What gave you the right to take 8 right cunts out of the world? I'm going pretty good. You ever think you were depriving the rest of us? 8 hot pieces of ass. You think that's fair?
You're crazy. And that's a fine line that separates you from me.
How the hell did you even fuck 8 women in the same night? What do you eat for breakfast? Gunpowder?
All right.
I didn't fuck all of them. That story got blown all out of proportion. I only fucked one of them.
The one on the couch.
That's right.
Why her?
I could have fucked all of them.
Why didn't you?
They kept coming. One after the other.
What'd you do when we came home?
Put one in the bedroom. One in the closet.
You corralled them like ponies.
That's right. I don't know.
Why'd you kill him?
Once I killed one of them, I had to kill all of
Why'd you kill the first one?
them. Just crying. Just fucking loud.
Until Bob Green
Come here.
in your eye.
Quit running around. Lay down.
That son of a bitch.
Come
I
here.
never talked to you.
Why not?
You got the whole place all riled up.
Come.
I just want to kick back.
Do your heroin, drink your hooch.
Lay
That's right.
down.
Where do you get that stuff?
Got my soul.
Lay down.
Made my own still.
You made a still.
Hid it in a drawer in the guard's desk. Right under their fucking nose. We couldn't figure out what the stink was.
Was that true about the first girl? She spit at you? Because they all sounded pretty timid.
All right, she got it. I told her to shut up.
Did she shut up?
She did what I said.
Then why kill her?
Because I wanted to.
How did you do her?
Choked her.
To forgive her. Is that why you stabbed the others? It was faster.
That's right.
Originally, you told them you weren't going to kill them. You told them you were just going to rob them.
I guess I fucking lied.
Maybe you got overwhelmed.
No, I just decided to kill her.
Except the one.
She was a sneaky bitch.
Hid under her bed.
You know, I never did have much use for that. And all them girls. I lost count.
And there was blood fucking everywhere.
Yep. They all looked dead to me.
Maybe they'd done nothing. Except maybe start crying when they realized this was it. You ever wonder why he did it?
No,
Not even curious.
I don't think about it at all. Till Peck was like, you show up.
What about when you
No.
tried to off yourself?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You attempted suicide at that dollar in that motel.
I didn't do that.
Well, you slashed your wrist.
Fuck no. That was a fight.
What was?
How I got cut.
Who'd you fight?
Came to try to hustle.
And it just happened to be on both wrists.
I killed him, motherfucker.
You killed him too?
Shit.
I didn't see that in the paper.
Nobody gives a fuck about that.
You lost a lot of blood. Did it hurt?
I ain't feel fucking nothing.
Do you still feel nothing?
That's right.
Maybe it feels good. Feeling nothing.
Sure.
Are you sure when you slashed your wrists, you didn't feel bad about those girls?
I told you I didn't do that.
Maybe you weren't feeling bad about the girls. Maybe you're feeling sorry for yourself.
Fuck you, peckerhead!
Well, that was fucked up. When he started talking about feeding the meatloaf through an eye dropper, I actually felt sorry for the guy. I really should videotape these interviews. Audio is never going to do it justice. A video archive of our most violent offenders. Imagine that for posterity. It just wasn't their night.
You might want to consider losing the tape.
What?
Or saying it got mangled, the recorded shooting.
Why would I do that?
Vince,
Cunts.
I was getting to
go
talk.
lay
Their
down.
excuses wear thin.
Right,
Get caught up in semantics.
I don't like the language.
lay down.
And I know at least one other person who won't like it either.
Am I supposed to be cowed by Wendy?
I'm just saying.
You pushed back on shooting just about Buddha.
Because we got something worthwhile from him. I can do this now. I can choke down the pineapple.
Stop it.
You couldn't choke
Lay
it
down.
Shut up and let me finish. But someone like Speck isn't
Stop.
worth our time.
Lay down.
The fact that his death sentence was commuted is a national disgrace.
We decided no one was beneath our contempt.
And that snail didn't change your mind.
We can learn from snails.
What did we learn?
That some of our subjects have no idea what's behind the horrific acts they commit.
It was disgusting, and I don't want to be part of it.
It's substance, yeah.
I'm trying to warn you, your attitude is going to bite you in the ass. There is no dishonor in losing at least the first 3 minutes of that tape.
Lay down.
You know, Greg, there's some things in this interview that were important to, but maybe best kept off the permanent record.
He admits to raping other women.
We already knew that.
No, but why does he bring it up? It wasn't initially forthcoming.
I believe I asked him how he managed to have sex with all those nurses.
Wait, you caught him off guard? He told you the truth?
I guess so.
His rape was committed before she did. The crime scene photos indicate that she was face down on the couch, so she was already depersonalized to him. It was probably just a, what the fuck. So he goes to the boarding house drunk, looking for someone to rob. And then he finds himself in this situation with all these women. He corrals them and then he rapes one of them. Just prove he can?
Statement of sexual competence.
Which he later exaggerates in the interview, claiming that he could have raped them all.
He was bragging the whole time. He turned a suicide attempt into a bar fight.
Yeah, projecting machismo.
Born to raise hell.
Yes. It would be interesting to know how old he was when he got that tattoo. Because that was a conscious decision for him to brand himself with that.
We didn't get much history. Bird in the fan kind of ended things.
That moment, vintage Speck. You had just accused him of cowardice by attempting suicide, and nobody born to raise hell's a coward. The bird was just for the demonstration.
I like the part where he doesn't want to be lumped in with the other subjects because they're crazy.
Again, projection of self-image. Speck is powerful, superior, exceptional.
But did we learn anything new? Anything that wasn't in our files?
He had no idea what he was going to do that night. Every single act he committed was spontaneous.
And we knew that from the evidence. Speck was so out of it, the woman who answered the door was the only one he forgot to kill.
Yeah, but to hear him say it, that's extremely valuable. We need terminology to distinguish a temper from a Speck. That one drives around with ropes, knives, plastic bags in his truck and returns to a specific hunting ground looking for specific prey, while the other just
Lay down.
happens on his victims.
Isn't that organized or disorganized?
No, those terms
Lay
describe
down.
procedure. I'm looking. For example, Charles Whitman is similar to Speck. He killed 14 people in 90 minutes. He's not a sequence killer. He's...
Whitman was on a spree.
Yeah, his victims weren't selected.
Yes.
Joe?
Spree is good for Spec or Whitman, but I think sequence killer is wrong for someone like Kemper. It feels too cadenced.
Perhaps.
It should feel like a long story, continually updated.
A series of killings.
Serial murderer?
Serial killer.
It's better. Let's do this test.
6 more years.
At least another year to complete my master's, a year of exams to get a doctoral candidacy, and the dissertation takes 2 if you're extremely motivated, usually 4. You drink out of these?
Just one drawing.
Scroll them upside down. Anyway, I'll be 30 before I get my PhD.
Well, that's still impressive.
Is that why I'm doing this? Who am I trying to impress?
I love this stuff.
This stuff?
Yeah, the sociological constructs that you're always espousing. The Goffman and the Heigl.
People. Damn it. In one ear, out the other, little Debbie stuff.
I'm just talking generally. Honestly, I'm trying to minimize.
You perk up when I talk about something that has to do with your work, but the rest of the
I
time,
just don't think you can put this on me. You've made it quite clear that I'm not to get between you and your...
stuff. Maybe that's all this is. Maybe that's why I'm wondering if I want to spend the rest of my fucking
You're
life.
just now doing the math?
Not all of us land feet first in our ideal location, Mr.
You
Ford.
think that's me?
You found this microscopic niche interviewing freaks, and you couldn't be better.
Hello? Who? Oh, okay.
Mr. Ford?
Mrs. Wade,
That's right.
how did you find me?
It took a while.
Roll it down.
You might not want to follow federal agents. There could be consequences.
You're just a kid.
What do you want?
So young to be ruining people's lives.
Mrs. Wade,
I'm sure you're aware that Roger was let go by the school district,
I'm not aware.
which means he can never again work in Prince William County. We've been in our home for 23 years. We have a daughter who's still in high school, so moving is impossible. He's been looking for work all over Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, as a guidance counselor, a substitute teacher. But no one wants him near children, and children are his life.
I am very sorry to hear that. But I had nothing to do with your
I
husband.
understand you told the superintendent, Janet Ebner.
Roger was going against the wishes of faculty and parents. He'd been given every opportunity
He
to...
did nothing wrong.
I don't know what to tell you.
I almost don't know him anymore. I've never seen him so morose. He doesn't sleep. I wake up in the middle of the night, he's in the living room staring at snow on the television. He's almost 50 years old. We have 3 children. 2 of them are studying to be teachers. We were respected in the community. Suddenly people who've known us for years pretend they don't see him on the street. Someone spray painted, "Kitty fucker," on our driveway. Would you like to come in? You're very young as well. Do you know what kind of person you're married to? We're not married. And there's still time. Where's you?
Nothing.
What am I looking at?
This just came in from the Atlanta field office. 12-year-old girl convicted after she got off the school bus.
Atlanta?
At Daresville, 60 miles northwest of Atlanta.
Contact.
Lisa Dawn Porter disappeared after being dropped off at the driveway of her house. Her body was found in a wooded area 10 miles away. The cause of death was determined to be blunt force trauma to the head, probably from this rock. Marks on her neck also indicate manual strangulation from behind. She was a cheerleader? Majorette. They marched the school band, wore batons. What else do we know about her? Habits? Personality? By all reports, she was a good girl. No drugs, no alcohol, no boyfriends anyone knows of. Autopsy indicates that she was a virgin before all this. Lowest victim, lowest setting. Her clothes were disheveled. There was no debris on them, no dirt, no leaves. They think she was raped in a vehicle, killed in the woods. Disheveled how? The buttons were misaligned. So she undressed. Probably when he ends-up raped her, and then she got dressed again in a hurry. He either allowed her to do it, or he encouraged it. Mm-hmm. He put the coat over her face. That's how she was found. It was yellow. The young couple noticed it walking through the woods. What do you think that means? He places it over her head. It's like he's covering up what he's done or something. Maybe he's ashamed. Okay, that's consistent with her getting dressed. He's concerned for her.
In that way, the child rapist can be concerned.
Let's say there's shame. What does that tell us about him? This might be his first murder. Good. He's young. How young? Maybe another teenager. Someone that knew her.
Strangulation. Even 12-year-olds can only comply. Takes real strength.
Mid to late 20s?
That's where I put him.
He intercepted her between the bus stop and her home, which is only a short distance away. It's possible he knew when she was coming home from school. The woods where she was found is a known makeout spot for locals, so he's likely from the area.
Good.
Maybe they knew each other.
Can't assume that.
He could have threatened her a gun or knife point.
Absolutely.
If he knew her schedule, then he probably planned the kidnapping, which means he most likely planned the rape, but did he plan the murder? What does the crime scene tell us? He left the body in full view at the scene of the murder. He left the murder weapon by the body. And the yellow jacket? It's the opposite of hiding her. All of this indicates that this wasn't a spontaneous act. He planned the rape. He didn't plan the murder. He might even feel bad about it.
Nice.
Thanks. So I should get back to them and tell them what we're thinking.
Are they expecting to hear back?
Well, yeah, this isn't just an exercise, is it?
School bus dropped her off right there.
80 yards to the driveway. 100 yards to the house.
Did she even make it to the driveway?
His mother was home. He didn't see anything, hear anything.
So he probably picked her up on the road.
I think someone was waiting for her. Knew when the bus would drop.
All her girlfriends say no, even on the slot.
Was she popular?
Family says she was gregarious.
Majorette.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
The outfit is flashy. Shows off her legs. Might have been what caught his eye. Did she wear it to school?
They found it in the backpack.
A stranger who knew her schedule. He must have been watching her.
Who would have reason to be out here?
This is farmland. Seasonal workers?
Yeah, I can check.
The area where she was found, it was familiar to locals.
It's known as a lover's lane.
Jesus.
You thought of it as a date?
He truly was not thinking ahead.
We don't believe the unsub planned the murder. Certainly didn't try to cover it up.
And like Greg said, if he knows about a lover's lane, it could be from the area.
And it might not be his first rape. See what records you've got on young men in the Floyd and Bartow counties.
Yeah. How often does this get done? The trees, they've been cleared around the power lines.
Oh. Well, this is rural Georgia. Not very often.
And those limbs are freshly cut. You think a service crew might have been out here?
Thank you. I just read bingo. Name's Daryl Jean Deviere, 24 years old, high school dropout. Was in the Army, went AWOL, discharged after 7 months.
Couldn't have had a military.
Disorganized.
Makes sense.
Single, married?
Married and divorced twice, living with his first ex-wife.
Sexually and socially competent, indecisive.
Can't get over the young girls.
Every afternoon he watches Lisa get off the bus. She's got a sunny disposition. Maybe she even talks to him. He sees her in her majorette outfit, makes her look a little older than 12, and he's able to justify his attraction to her. Maybe even fantasize that she would enjoy having sex with him. Once he's assaulted her, she is terrified. Out, he strangles her.
But it's harder than he thought. He can't finish.
So he picks up a rock. After that, perhaps shocked at what he's done, and ashamed, he puts the coat over her head.
We're getting a warrant to search his car. We'll bring him in for a lie detector test.
Not recommended. The outcome of the polygraph can depend on the quality of the questions.
We use it all the time. It's standard procedure.
He's a sociopath. He doesn't register emotions the way we do.
Maybe. You said he might be ashamed for what he's done. Now, how does that square with the sociopath?
Murdering a little girl.
He had the confidence to take a human life. If he beats the polygraph, he'll think he's Superman.
Thanks for coming up.
It's always a pleasure to see daylight. What's the bad news?
We have a branch of the Department of Justice called the Office of Professional Responsibility.
That sounds very bad.
They look into allegations of official misconduct. Usually there's nothing to it, but they can make your life difficult. They are considering investigating the unit for a civil rights violation.
Is this about Plutos?
This is about Richard Speck. He was jumped by a couple of inmates after the interview conducted by Agents Tench and Ford claimed they made a public show of his meeting with the FBI. Didn't respect his safety.
How the agents interact with the prison administration's on the purview.
Understood? That's not the charge I'm worried about. Speck also wants to cite Agent Ford for fucking with his head.
Anything more specific?
You will suffered Agent Ford's head fucking.
Indeed.
So it has an ominous ring of truth. What is the format for evaluating the subjects?
There's a short script and a questionnaire, but the agents don't always adhere to it.
Why did you mention Brutus?
During his interview, Plutos was obfuscating, so the agents brought in a woman's shoe to elicit a response.
Was that part of this?
If I were being polite, I would call it bad improvisation.
I'm asking all this because no one's crying for Richard Speck. You can file a complaint and they're required to look into it. But these internal affairs types justify their existence by finding dirt, and I want to make sure there's nothing here.
Nothing that I can think of.
Good. Tell the boys at the OPR would like to see them at their earliest convenience. They should take all the materials, everything Speck made.
You know, I don't want to be their boss.
I'll be the boss. You be the messenger.
All right.
Fucking Richard Speck filed complaints, that piece of shit.
He violated his rights.
Those morons in Joliet didn't do a thing I asked.
Okay, so tell the OPR that. It sounds like it is just a formality.
It's a pain in the ass.
Shows that they're interested in us. Take everything that you've got on site. Like the file, the tape, transcript.
You're coming with us.
Well,
Hey, the transcript is fine.
Please state your names.
Special Agent William Tench.
Special Agent Holden Ford.
Special Agent Greg Smith. In what capacity do you serve the Federal Bureau of Investigation? For the record.
One of the behavioral science unit.
How would you summarize what you're doing?
Research.
Could you be more specific?
We're engaged in a study funded by the Law Enforcement Assistance Administration and the National Institute of Justice to interview criminals convicted of violent crimes, classify their behavior, and create a profiling manual for domestic law enforcement.
You're here because we have a series of complaints filed against the Bureau by the Illinois Department of Corrections on behalf of an inmate who claims that you knowingly put him in danger with your visitation.
Richard Speck.
That's right.
If I may, we made arrangements that we felt would guarantee his safety when we arrived. The warden took it upon himself to ignore all of them.
These verbal arrangements, written arrangements,
Written? I have it flashed to
his head. Unquote.
I'm sure the nature of my questioning brought back uncomfortable memories for him.
You asked him questions about him.
The night he killed 8 women, his sexual performance, stuff like that.
Are these questions prepared in advance?
We worked from this.
But every subject is different. We usually have to improvise. The spec I applied. Right?
Where did this come from?
There's a tape of the interview.
Tape? You have the tape?
We reused our tapes. I'm afraid that we erased that.
You erased the interview?
Yes.
We recommend you do not do that in the future.
No, sir.
I'm assuming your funding would cover the purchase and archiving of audio tapes.
Yes, sir.
Are there other materials you have to share with us?
These are the pre and post-interview notes on the inmate. Should be everything.
The gentlemen will review these and keep you updated on their findings. What we expect from you during this process, more than anything, is candor.
Richard Speck, what a shit stain, huh? Read to the ends. We should have kept the tape just for that.
Fascinating. Thanks, guys.
It's okay. I sweat right through my shirt. I noticed.
Not good at this.
It's all right. It'll be fine.
What should we do with the tape?
Destroy it? Probably. Where is it?
My desk.
Just give it to me.
This whole thing makes me nervous.
You said it. It's a prison interview, not water.
What's going on?
Maybe you can tell us that.
Nothing there.
We gave them a transcript, that's all.
So you're in on this too.
Well, Agent Ford approached me.
Do not say Holden made me do it.
Sorry, I apologize.
I don't even know where to begin. Wendy?
8 right cunts.
Sure, let's start there.
Jesus, not this again.
Did you have Greg redacted? So you must have known it was sensitive.
Sensitive for some people.
I don't like it either.
We can't like everything we do. We're talking to serial killers.
Serial killers.
New terminology.
So you're just going to say and do whatever you want. Never mind that we are answerable to the LEAA and the NIJ. This study is funded with congressional dollars, taxpayer money, which means that your interviews are public
I
record.
would have left it as is. I really don't have a problem with this being public.
And all of us just have to go along with whatever you consider to be appropriate.
We've never discussed what's appropriate and what's not.
Of course we have.
We haven't made decisions. There's no procedural rule book for how to talk to these people.
We spent a month drawing up that questionnaire as a framework for substantive input.
It doesn't always work.
You haven't let it work. You're so impatient. You weren't in there 3 minutes with Spec before you got in garden with the cunts.
And that's when he admitted to raping only one of the women. You want truffles? You gotta get in the dirt with the pigs.
No, we don't. We are the FBI.
Look at that boy. Look at the work. Because of that, Bill and I were able to identify a murderer last week in Georgia. This is no longer a theoretical exercise.
That board is mostly the result of background research, not crisis gems you seem to think you're mining.
It all goes together, Wendy. Everything we do informs the bigger picture.
That's right, and if our tactics blow back on us, then the whole thing could be jeopardized. We have at least 40 convicts to interview. The data will
There is
aggregate.
no need to wait that long.
What happened in that meeting?
I lied. I outright lied to the OPR
What did you say?
that I erased the Spec tape.
You gave them the redacted transcript?
Yes.
They don't know about the right cunts.
You don't care.
So we're all in on a little cover-up here.
I can't be part of the cover.
You told them there was no tape.
I was, I don't do deceit very well.
There is no way they will know about the tape unless we tell them. We just don't say a thing.
I disagree. I think we turn the tape over and be completely transparent.
If we're caught in a lie,
I'm okay with it.
I started this thing.
It is not too late to go back to the OPR.
And tell them
The truth.
easy for you to say, Linda, you're a consultant. If they open an investigation, which they will,
Leave it. Burn the fucking tape. They don't give a shit about Spec. Nobody does. This can die right here.
you're not going to turn the tape. You're not going to speak about this anymore. We will protect the unit. But something is wrong here. In my entire professional life, I've never been put in a position of having to withhold information from the Bureau, and I resent it. Moving forward, you will establish clear guidelines for the behavior in these interviews, and you will adhere to them. I never again want to listen to a tape where I can't tell the difference between my agent and some incarcerated lowlife.
That's